Hello, this is Meow Wolf Fan 1. I'm here with Mooney. They are a member of Grapevine's bargaining unit for the Meow Wolf Workers Collective. You guys have been in bargaining for over a year now. Can you tell us what's going on with that? Let's level it up.
Absolutely. We've been in bargaining since August of 2024. That is almost exactly a year now, just over a year. The Meow Wolf Workers Collective has been asking for just a couple of key things that we've had quite a bit of pushback on. Some of them being healthcare for part-time workers, something that we were willing to split the premiums online instead of having the company cover the entire cost. We were working on some guaranteed hours for part-timers. A lot of our employees are part-time, around 60% of our staff.
60%. What roles are, like, if I'm at Meow Wolf, who's part-time?
Just about everyone. So anyone you can see in our cafe can be part-time. Our security is part-time. Our guest service team is part-time. That's anyone you see at box office or inside the exhibit itself, making your experience what it is. Anyone you can see in our retail department, that they're going to be part-time as well. There's very, very few full-time workers that get the full 40 hours in benefits.
So if I'm at Meow Wolf, I'm probably not likely to run into a full-time worker.
It's going to be a rare occasion. And something that we've really struggled with as employees is having our hours cut so significantly that a lot of us are having to scramble to find second, even third jobs to try to fill in the gaps in wages. You know, some days we'll go from having 25 to 30 hours and the next week we'll have 12. And it's been really infuriating and honestly extremely unstable for a lot of people. Something that we've also been hoping for is having the company match us to Vegas's wages. We were willing to concede to many of our requests for this matched wage. It was something that was very important to a lot of us to make up for lost hours, to have a budget in our life to survive, really. We have an extremely high cost of living here in Texas, especially the DFW area and the areas surrounding the Grapevine, because Grapevine is a very wealthy city. The company wasn't really willing to budge when it came to Vegas wages. We had to very much struggle and go back and forth quite a few times to get them to even up to 3%, which is still significantly lower than what Vegas was getting. We're all doing the same jobs here at Meow Wolf. We're all interacting with guests the same. We're all doing events the same way. And yet many of us get paid less than anyone at other locations. And we just wanted equality throughout the company.
So what is the company's reasoning then for the wages being different for the same job at two different locations?
Honestly, I have no idea. Something that has been repeatedly told to us at the bargaining table is they don't take cost of living or wage equity into account. They only look at the cost of labor and the cost of the labor in surrounding areas.
So what is the current situation at the bargaining table?
As of our last bargaining session, we have received our second last best and final offer from the company. We have been told that if we do not vote and ratify this contract by September 3rd at 11:59 p.m., they are going to withdraw their offer.
That sounds really extreme. What is unreasonable about this second final offer?
One of our biggest things was that the wages that we got back equated to less than 1% of a raise for the majority of the unit, with one person even getting a negative 5% raise, which granted would equal out to zero when the actual raises kicked in. Because we've been in a bargaining session for a year, we still haven't gotten our raises that we were due in April.
When you say bargaining unit, the people who aren't getting their raises, who is that referring to?
The bargaining unit is going to include just about anyone in the building that does not have a direct supervisory position. That's going to be all of our full-time workers, all of our part-time workers, all of our maintenance people, our artists, our security department, just about 90% of the building.
Prime Materia just opened, the new bar that's in World. What about the people, the staff, cafe staff? Have they seen any kind of increase in wages?
Unfortunately, no, they have not. Our cafe used to be just a grab-and-go type situation where we had things to reheat and sell, and we had the coffee drinks and whatnot. We've received an alcohol license since opening. They have increased their work by a tenfold, basically. It's been very busy over there. Despite this increase of workload, the company has proposed to cut the food and beverage pay by $3 whole dollars. Now, their reasoning for this is the fact that they have started to receive tips, which is something that we didn't do at the beginning of the Real Unreal. But those tips do not amount to $3 whole an hour every single day of the week. Now, possibly on a peak day where there's a bunch of traffic and a lot of people coming in, it might get close. but it's really just not acceptable. Our Primateria bar staff is expected to keep up with a storyline and be character actors as they're dealing with a very long line.
Well, and these are also employees that are not reformers, is that prison now they are.
Precisely, yes. This is something that honestly our entire crew has felt. And since we opened our doors to the public, the entire staff has seen a large increase of work added onto their plates. We now have people who are expected to host birthday parties.
I'll never forget the day that I came into work and was told, now I read tarot cards.
Oh,
Is the company willing to budge on anything?
yes, actually, we were talking to them about guaranteed part-time hours. Now, this is a huge step. The entire bargaining unit throughout the company at every location has been pushing for this for many, many years unsuccessfully. So this is a really big step forward. To receive these guaranteed hours, the employee would have to have an entire weekend of availability. That would be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And to have all three of those available, you'd be guaranteed only 8 hours. This would really make getting a second job nearly impossible, especially in this industry when weekends are going to be your peak times that are required for hiring in majority of places. Even if you get a second retail job or a second cafe job, one of the first questions they ask you is, are you available to work weekends?
Yeah, same with guest service, performer, security. They need weekends available.
Absolutely.
That's the experience you're getting at Meow Wolf.
Exactly. Now, these guaranteed hour offers are something that we're extremely grateful for. It's something that we've worked very hard to try to achieve. That being said, it's not enough to give up the priorities that the unit's been asking for.
So some local news that you may not be aware of. We have a pretty big competitor moving in very close to where our Meow Wolf is. Netflix House is also going to be coming to DFW, and right now they're in the hiring process. Job descriptions are very similar to the operations staff at a Meow Wolf, and wages are significantly higher. Has Meow Wolf taken this into consideration at all?
So it was brought up to the table that Netflix House will be opening very, very soon, and that changed their stance completely on what they have been saying. Because for a long time now, about a year, we've been told that Meow Wolf offers competitive pay to the DFW area. And when brought up that Netflix House was coming in to that competitive pay, they changed their stance completely. It went from the DFW area to just the Grapevine Mills Mall.
Has Meow Wolf lost any employees to Netflix House yet?
No comment.
Well, I guess it could be worse. I mean, you could be across the hall at Peppa Pig working for a lot less.
Oh, certainly, but our job descriptions would also be significantly different than what we do here at Meow Wolf. The company came to Texas with it in mind that they were going to change Texas, not change for Texas.
I don't think that anyone wants to see Meow Wolf get more similar to Texas.
No.
As a Texan.
That was so insane. Texas is a place that has a lot of anti-worker laws that allows everyone to just continue to be overworked and exploited.
I know that's right. Coming back to this final offer that they've given you guys, what is the bargaining committee going to do? Are you guys going to consider it?
We have zero confidence that the unit will ratify this contract when put to a vote. We're doing our best to continue bargaining in good faith with the company, but it's extremely disheartening when we have conceded time and time again.
So then what's next?
The company's been using scare tactics without realizing how willing the unit is to fight for our equity.
So what can the public do to help you guys out?
Get vocal about your support. Visit our exhibit and make sure you use every avenue of feedback to talk about how essential those workers were to your experience. Flood our social medias with your support and encourage the company to do the right thing. Donate to our strike and defense fund. Get more involved in the labor movement as a whole. We can't do this alone.
Happy Labor Day, by the way.
Happy Labor Day.